just doing because it looks weird, we also have to extend it out further. We want this to go out further. So to make it look good, we're gonna have to take the whole porch out and then form up a new porch and everything that's the right size. So this guy is scoring the concrete. He has a concrete saw. He's going along, cutting it all away from the house, and then we're gonna bring a big breaker machine in to bust it all up. And so we're cutting it so it has nice clean lines so we don't get into the foundation. Anything bad like that. It's a big pain in the butt for like a little small fix, but it's in the very front of the house, and we felt like it would look super weird if we didn't fix it. So we're fixing it. I'm upstairs now, and you may remember that upstairs all the windows were broken, which means that rain came in them for 15 years. And so all of the wood that was underneath the broken windows, which was all of them, was all rotten, just under the area next to the walls by the windows. And we replaced all that wood. I showed you that. And we left the wood in the center. We left probably 85% of the wood and just fixed the stuff right under the windows. We took out the old rotten stuff, put in brand new decking. The rest of the wood, however, looks kind of like this. You can see that it's weathered, it's bumpy, and it's still strong. It's not rotten, it's solid. It's just had water on it enough to kind of make it weathered and probably not as strong, as good as it was before. Here's a good example where it's kind of coming up a little bit, but still strong floor. So what we did is we got a sander where we sanded all the edges to make it nice and smooth, and then we put leveling compound, that stuff over there, wherever we needed to get it a little more level, and then we put new decking on the entire top floor. So this floor is now 2 layers thick, which means it's super strong. We could have pulled all this wood out, we could have pulled all of this stuff out and put just a new layer of decking down, but this stuff is still strong. It just wasn't perfect. And so we decided, why not just make it twice as strong? Plus, the upstairs where kids are going to be, and I don't know if you guys have kids, but my kids are very loud upstairs now. When they run, jump, go bunk beds, it sounds like an earthquake in my house. So I thought, one more layer to keep the kids from coming through the ceiling might be good. So this has the brand new Ventec decking all over the entire top floor here. This is what I'm talking about here. There is the original layer right there, and we have a brand new layer on the entire top as well. It's not going to squeak. And then we went along and screwed it all down everywhere. There won't be any gaps. You won't feel it coming up or any like divots or anything. It's all level and flat, and it's screwed down everywhere. So we're going to have a super, super solid floor. And we went ahead and did that up here as well on the little upper level for the one extra bedroom that's upper level. You can see we have a really thick, super solid floor. Yeah, trying to come through that little 40-pound kids. What's up now? And I know that that's overkill. I know we did not need to do that. We could have just sanded it all smooth, put some filler on there, and then put our hardwood floors on top. But we want to live in this house. We want this house to be perfect. We want to not have to worry about it. This is our house. So we wanted to go 110%. Speaking of our house, this is, I'm in the living room upstairs. So upstairs, we have 3 kids, and we made 3 bedrooms upstairs. Bedroom A, bedroom B, bedroom C. This area is going to be a little hangout room, a TV room, a toy room. This is where their friends come over, and we're like, y'all go watch your movie upstairs so we don't have to listen to you. And so this is where the kid area will be. The problem is, there's a bathroom for every bedroom, but there's no access in the general area to a bathroom. So, we're going to sacrifice Lincoln's bathroom. This is a bathroom right here. Right now, the only access point we have is from Lincoln's bedroom into the bathroom. I was just thinking it would make a lot of sense if there was a doorway right here as well, so that you can get to Lincoln's bathroom from the living room. So the boys' bathroom will also be kind of the everyone's bathroom. They'll have to share. So there's going to be a toilet there, shower there, I think a sink and vanity on this wall. So I think a doorway should go right here. That's what I'm going to work on right now. thing pretty opened up now. Gotta get a little bit more cleaned up, and then I can start building. But you may be able to hear the big jackhammer just arrived. We're starting to break up the porch. That's gonna take a while. You know what also stinks is that porch had flagstone all over the top. We removed it all off with hair chisels, like by hand, just tons of time. We didn't know we were gonna tear up the entire porch. That was a waste of time. Live and you learn. We're not 100% efficient yet. And on the 21st episode, the King of the Demolition said, "Let there be a doorway." And there was a doorway. And the king looked at the doorway. And the doorway was good. Not great, but good. And the doorway divided the bathroom from the living room. It's kind of the whole point of the doorway. Done with the door. For those who are interested in reframing or framing up something, you should just try it. We first started in the very first house that Meredith and I bought. We had a little like 1,100 square foot house, and we wanted to open up a wall and put what are they called? Pocket doors in it. So it's good that we didn't like reframe the whole wall. And it was we were a little nervous about it, a little nerve wracking, but it's fairly simple if you do some research and kind of think it through. What I did here, I knocked out some regular studs. That's a regular stud there. I knocked out those studs and I put in basically this is still a regular stud, but it's called the king stud. It's going to go around our door. The windows have that as well. It's a king stud right there. So these on the outside going all the way from our top plate all the way to our bottom plate, our sole plate down there. This one, bottom plate all the way to the top. That is our king stud. This one, you'll see this here is called jack stud, trim stud, going on the side. And it only goes up to our header right there. So my header, that is a box header up there. So it's got a bore on every side, all four sides. Box header, super strong. This box header puts all this weight on those two jack studs, plus it's not all three side jack into the king stud as well.
May I have a number 9?
These little purple studs up here,
Okay, what's today?
or up there.
Sprite, please. And no pickles on the cheeseburgers.
You can imagine. I took out
Okay.
all these parts. There's a lot
What are we
of
offering today?
structural
May I get one more cheeseburger with no pickles? And that will be it.
is you bring it down
Okay,
and
well,
you
where's that?
Alright, thank you.